You know, there's this unwritten rule in travel that I think we've all just sort of accepted. If you want to do the right thing, the eco-friendly, sustainable, the conscious option, you're going to pay a premium for it.
Oh, absolutely. It's the green premium. It's everywhere.
Exactly. You want the carbon-neutral hotel, that's extra. The ethically sourced, farm-to-table meal.
Double the price of the burger next door.
Yeah. It feels like having a conscience on vacation always hits your wallet pretty hard.
It creates this friction point, right? People want to travel responsibly. The intention is definitely there, but their budget often just says, maybe next time.
But today we're looking at something that completely flips that script. We've got a stack of documents here about a strategy on Oahu that literally pays you, well, it saves you the significant chunk of money if you agree to, work for a tiny part of your vacation.
It's a fascinating business model. We're doing a deep dive into Halia Private Tours and what they call their Save and See program. And the documents we have, their tour descriptions, the pricing breakdowns, the FAQs, they paint a picture of a company that's trying to solve that exact friction you just mentioned.
It's almost like gamifying community service.
That's a great way to put it, because usually voluntourism sounds so heavy,
Right. You're paying thousands to go build a school for 2 weeks. It's a huge commitment. This feels different.
Very different. This is not a mission trip. This is your dream Hawaiian vacation, private van, North Shore, shrimp trucks, the works, but with like a 90-minute mission inserted into the day, and that 90 minutes unlocks a serious discount.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics, because I think the immediate reaction for a lot of people is, what's the catch?
Right, and how much manual labor are we really talking about?
Exactly. So how's it structured?
So Halia operates private tours. That's the first thing. It is just you and your group, your family, your friends, in a vehicle. No strangers.
Okay, so right off the bat, that's a high-ticket item. Private tours in Hawaii are not cheap.
Correct. But here's the mechanism. You choose your tour length. A half day, which is 6 hours. A full day, 9 hours. Or the long day, which is a 12-hour marathon.
And this is where the Save and See part kicks in.
Exactly. If you agree to dedicate just one stop, and they define that as about 1.5 hours, to a positive impact activity, the price drops.
And we're not talking about a token discount.
No, not a free keychain.
I was looking at these numbers, and I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah, looking at the source material, the savings are substantial. For a full-day tour, adding that service component can save you up to $300 off the price.
$300, that's not insignificant. That is a very nice dinner out.
Or a rental car for a couple of days. It's real money. And for the half-day tours, the saving is around $100 to $200. The long day, at least $150 off.
Wait, I'm looking at the chart here. Why does the savings amount fluctuate like that?
It's not random, but it is a little complex. The pricing is based on flat rates for the vehicle and the guide, not per person. So they have these buckets, groups of 1 to 4 people, then 5 to 7, 8 to 10, and then the big bands for up to 14.
Ah, so the discount amount depends on which group size and which tour length you pick.
Exactly. It's basically yield management. But the principle is the same across the board. You give them 90 minutes of your time, they give you a much lower rate.
It's such an interesting psychological play. Because if you just asked me to volunteer on my vacation, I'd probably say, I'm tired. I just want to sit on the beach. But if you say, hey, volunteer for an hour and a half and I'll give you $300, suddenly I'm very interested in volunteering.
It aligns the incentives. It moves the tourist from being a passive consumer to an active participant. And from the business side, it self-selects for a certain type of traveler. If you're willing to do this, you're probably going to be a more respectful visitor in general.
That is a really good point. It filters out the entitled traveler. Okay, but let's talk about the labor part. Positive impact activity. That sounds nice, but are we digging ditches in the hot sun? What is this?
The sources list a few options, but the main one, the one that's easiest for everyone to do, is a beach cleanup.
Okay. Straightforward. I can do that.
Very. They provide the grabbers, they provide the bags. You go to a designated spot, usually a windward beach where currents drop a lot of marine debris, and you clean.
And this is strictly 90 minutes.
Approximately, yes. It's counted as one activity stop. But I do want to point out one specific detail in the logistics that I found kind of ironic.
Ooh, what's that?
The source material explicitly notes that while they provide the bags for the trash, the bags themselves are not reusable.
Really? So you're doing an environmental cleanup, with single-use plastic bags.
It seems like a logistical necessity. I mean, they have to seal up the trash and dispose of it right away. You can't just have loose, smelly trash and reusable bins in the back of a nice tour van.
That's a great example of the reality of conservation versus the ideal, isn't it?
It is.
Sometimes you have to use a plastic bag to remove 50 pounds of other plastic bags from the ocean.
Precisely. And the visual impact of that, of seeing how much microplastic is in the sand, that's what sticks with people. It's one thing to hear about it, another to pick it up yourself.
Okay, what if I don't want to deal with trash? Are there other options?
There are. The other major one is planting a native tree, specifically the Milo tree.
And how are we pronouncing that? I want to get it right.
It's Milo.
Milo, got it.
This takes place at a place called Gunstock Ranch. It's more of a ceremonial experience than the beach cleanup. You're putting a native plant back in the soil, and the sources highlight a pretty powerful statistic here. Planting just one of these trees can theoretically offset the carbon footprint of your entire vacation.
Wow. The whole trip, the flight, the hotel, everything.
Over the lifetime of the tree, yeah. It absorbs carbon for decades. But, and this is a big but for anyone looking at this purely from a budget perspective,
Let me guess. It costs money.
it does. The beach cleanup is free labor that gets you the discount. For the tree planting, you still get the tour discount, but you have to pay a separate participation fee to the ranch to actually plant the tree.
Ah, okay. So if I'm just looking at the math, the beach cleanup maximizes my savings.
Exactly. You have to factor in that extra fee. And that also applies to some of the other niche activities they mentioned, like removing invasive species from taro patches or restoring old Hawaiian fish ponds.
Right, and I saw a note about those. They clarify that the taro patch and fish pond work. It's not actually a water activity, right?
Correct. And that's a really important expectation to set. You're working the land around the water. You are pulling weeds, moving rocks, maybe wading ankle deep in mud.
You're not snorkeling while you work.
No, don't show up in your swimsuit. Wear boots, not flip-flops.
Okay, so we've done the work. We've spent our 90 minutes. We're feeling good. We've secured our discount. But this is a save and see tour. Let's talk about the see part. This is still a vacation.
And that's the beauty of it. The work is just a fraction of the day. On that 12-hour tour, you still have 10 and a half hours of pure vacation time.
And since it's private, we're in charge of the schedule.
100%. The documents emphasize these are custom private tours. You are not stuck on a preset loop where you have to spend 40 minutes at a gift shop you don't care about.
So walk me through it. If I'm a first-timer on Oahu, I've done my beach cleanup. Where are we going?
Well, looking at their highlights, the North Shore is the heavy hitter. You're probably going up to Halewa Town.
Classic. You have to.
You're stopping for fresh shrimp. The sources explicitly mention the food trucks and shave ice. But you can also weave in these really specific activity stops.
Okay, I want to pause on that term. The documents distinguish between an activity stop and a photo stop. What's the difference?
It's all about pacing. A photo stop is quick, maybe 15 minutes. Think hopping out at a scenic lookout, taking a selfie, a quick bathroom break.
Got it.
An activity stop is a deeper commitment, usually about an hour and a half.
So the beach cleanup itself counts as one of those activity stops.
Correct. So on a 9-hour day, you budget 1.5 hours for the cleanup, maybe another 1.5 hours for a hike at Waimea Valley. Then you sprinkle in a bunch of 15-minute photo stops to fill out the day.
That actually helps a lot with planning. You can't just say, I want to do 7 things if they're all major activity stops.
You'll run out of time. And the guides help you balance that. They know the traffic patterns, which can be brutal, and they know how long the lines are at the shrimp trucks.
What about the big tourist spots? Pearl Harbor, Diamond Head, can you do those?
Absolutely. The sources list the Pearl Harbor Visitor Center, the Arizona Memorial, Battleship, Missouri. They list hiking Diamond Head or Manoa Falls. You can definitely do the hits.
So I could do a beach cleanup in the morning to save $300 and then have the driver take me to Pearl Harbor in the afternoon.
You absolutely could. It's totally flexible. And they also mention water activities, of course. Snorkeling is a big one at spots known for sea turtles.
Which connects back so nicely to the cleanup. You clean the beach, then go swim with the animals you just helped protect.
It closes the loop. It really does.
I saw something in here about transfer tours. This seemed like a massive travel hack to me.
Oh, this is brilliant. So, you know how flights back to the mainland often leave late at night, but your hotel checkout is at 11 a.m.?
The worst. You're basically homeless for 12 hours with all your luggage.
Exactly. So what they offer is a tour on your last day. They pick you up at your hotel with your luggage. You do a full day of touring, your beach cleanup, you have dinner, and then they drop you and all your bags off at the airport for your flight.
That turns a totally wasted day into another full vacation day.
And you're still getting the discount. So you save time and you save money. It's just smart logistics.
It really is. Okay, I want to pivot to the vibe of this whole thing. We're talking private vans, custom itineraries.
Yeah.
That all screams luxury. But I noticed the source material has a very specific warning about that word.
Yes, this is critical for managing expectations. The documents state very clearly, this experience should not be described as a luxury tour.
Why not? Are the vans bad?
No, the vans are premium. Ford Transits, Mercedes Sprinters. It's not about the hardware. It's about the ethos. Luxury implies separation, right? White gloves, champagne, being insulated from the place you're visiting.
Watching the world go by through tinted glass.
Exactly. This tour is about connection. It's about getting grit under your fingernails.
So if you're expecting a butler to wipe the sand off your feet, this is not for you.
Definitely not. It's earthy. The testimonials focus on the heart of the experience, not the thread count of the seats. And a huge part of that is the guides.
The documents mention they're culturally sensitive. What does that mean in practice?
Well, Hawaii is facing a lot of tension with over-tourism. We all see it in the news. Visitors trespassing on sacred land, touching monk seals, just being unaware. These guides act as educators. They teach you how to visit correctly.
They're bridging that cultural gap.
They are. When you're planting that Milo tree, they're explaining why that tree matters to the ecosystem and the culture. It changes the experience from just sightseeing to learning.
It sounds like it solves that feeling of, I don't know, tourist guilt. When you visit a place that's struggling with crowds and you feel like you're part of the problem.
The Save and See model directly addresses that. It lets you be part of the solution. The imagery they use, families holding up bags of trash on the beach, it's framed as a moment of pride. You're not a janitor, you're a steward.
Steward.
I like that word. It resonates. Especially with families. The reviews mention that for teenagers who are notoriously hard to please.
Oh, possible.
Right, but giving them a task, a mission, the service part often ends up being the highlight for them. It gives them agency, a shared accomplishment.
We did this, not just we saw this.
Exactly, we helped. That feels better than we bought this.
So let's zoom out. Why would a business voluntarily lower its revenue like this? They could just charge full price and donate $100 to a charity on your behalf. That would be way easier.
It would be easier, but it wouldn't change behavior. That's the key. If they just donate the money, the tourist is still passive. They haven't learned anything. By making the tourist do the work to get the discount, they are fundamentally retraining the visitor.
It's skin in the game.
It creates an emotional anchor. If you spend 90 minutes picking plastic out of the sand, you're never going to look at a plastic bottle the same way again. A donation doesn't do that.
That's so true. A check is abstract. Labor is real.
And it's clear they want you to do it. The pricing structure is designed to nudge you toward the service. It's a loss leader for sustainability.
Which is pretty rare. Usually sustainability is an upsell. Here it's a discount.
Right.
So to recap, Halia Private Tours on Oahu, you trade 90 minutes of sweat equity for a discount of $100 to $300. You get a private custom experience, you see the North Shore or Pearl Harbor, and you leave the island a little cleaner than you found it.
That's the Save and See proposition in a nutshell. It kind of takes the guilt out of the indulgence.
It's such a simple concept, but it feels revolutionary. And it leads me to this question for you and for everyone listening.
Go on.
Imagine if this became the standard, not just in Oahu, but everywhere.
Right.
Imagine if you went to Paris or Machu Picchu or Bali, and the cost of entry for the best experiences included 90 minutes of community service. If every tourist had to pay a little sweat tax to get the best rates,
Wow.
how would that change the global travel industry?
It would change everything. The sheer volume of labor.
Yeah.
It would transform these destinations. And it would transform the travelers, too.
It really would. It's something to think about the next time you're booking a trip. Maybe just ask, hey, is there a way I can help out? You never know. Might save you a few bucks.
And it will definitely make for a better story.
Absolutely. Thanks for diving in with us today. We'll catch you on the next one.
Aloha.